Hey guys, what is up YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Kill and Cook. Today, me and my brother are up here just a few miles south of the Canadian border. Hunter was sighting in his rifle at our uncle's property, so took the advantage of being able to fish this lake they have here. So what kind of fish do we have in here, Hunter?
There are some triploids, cutthroat, and I think there's rainbow trout as well. And today we are going to do a little competition. Last time I was here, I limited out pretty fast, but it's been a couple years. So we each have our own stringer, and we are going to race to see who limits out first. And the limit is 10 fish a piece, so we'll see.
Yeah, so it should be a good day. I'm excited to catch some fish, so let's get going and see who limits out first.
Okay guys, so starting off, I am guessing that they're actually going to be on bottom. So I am doing a little drop shot rig that's just about 1.5 feet off the bottom, and I'm going to start with just a worm. If that doesn't work, I'll try some power bait, because most of these are stalkers, so they're used to that kind of food. So we'll see how it goes. All right guys,
Didn't take long.
first fish of the day, and it is a rainbow, and it is tiny. I'm not counting that. I think they need at least be 13-14 inches to count, so we're gonna get this guy back real quick here.
All right, so for whatever reason, I didn't have audio for this clip here. So what I'm showing you in the video are the two different spinners I was using, and that third one there is a rooster tail. That first one that I pointed to, it is a panther spinner, and that is what I actually had the most luck with. That middle one was a blue fox, and then that there obviously is the rooster tail. So I actually caught most of my fish for the day on that first yellow spinner there.
So a little backstory with this lake. About 2-3 years ago, me and my wife came here, and we each limited out pretty quickly, and all the fish were, I'd say the smallest one was 14, so they were about 15 to 19 inches, and for some reason almost every fish we caught today was a lot smaller. I don't know if that's just seasonally or they've just stocked it with different sized fish over the last couple of years, but a little different experience this time. Okay guys, I added some power bait here, which I'm really never a fan of using, but when I'm fishing a lake full of stalkers, figured I'd try, and immediately it got sucked off twice in a row. So I'm thinking power bait might be the ticket here, but again, they were small bites, so I'm hoping we find the bigger guys. All right, definitely getting a little bigger. He's still small. If we don't start catching bigger ones, might keep him, but I'm gonna let him go. I know there's bigger ones in here.
Once again, we didn't have audio for this clip here, but this was Hunter's biggest fish he caught, and by far the biggest fish of the day. How much do you think it weighed, Hunter?
75 pounds.
That's a 75 pounder.
All right guys, there we go. It's a pretty looking fish. So finally got one keeper after all these little ones. One on the board.
1-0. right, guys, so we are back on land. We both caught our limit there. Hunter got it a little bit quicker, but
what we're gonna do is turn it into a cooking competition. So when we get home, we are gonna each pick our own recipe and see if one of us can make these things taste good.
yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and clean them up real quick before we head out of here. But it was a good day fishing. It wasn't crazy action, but we each caught our limit.
Yeah, it was steady.
Good. So we'll see you back at home. Yeah. All right, guys, so it is the next day. We got home late yesterday and we went ahead and prepped our trout.
Yep, we are gonna do a cook-off, see which one tastes better. We obviously prepared them 2 different ways, so check out what we did.
All right, so this here is my soy marinade. What you see on top there is a bunch of chives, and what went into that is soy sauce, a little bit of orange juice, a bit of vanilla Coca-Cola, and a splash of Crown Apple. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stuff it with all this garlic and shallots, but before I do that, I am going to just make some slices in the side of it. That way when it's marinating in that glaze I made, it'll kind of get a chance to soak some of it up. Okay. All right, so I have now I'm gonna go ahead and pour all of that glaze that I made in here.
All right, guys, it's time for me to cook my trout. I heard Cole kind of talk about what he was gonna do, so I'm a little worried because I'm not quite going that in depth, but I'm gonna try to keep it simple. I'm gonna have salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then kind of the main thing is Cajun seasoning, butter. I'll obviously score the fish, and then a little bit of thyme and parsley inside. So here we go.
Alright guys, so I am by no means a chef, but I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to start off just with some hot oil in the pan. Alright, there is my fishy fish that's been marinating. I'm going to put some butter in there as well. I'm going to top it with garlic, shallots, and chives within that marinade. It's probably pretty close to done here. I'm going to dump on a little bit of this glaze to try and ruin the pan. All right, so here is my cooked trout. I don't know if it's done. I don't know if it'll taste good. I definitely got a little bit of caramelization with that soy sauce and that vanilla Coke, so that'll be an interesting one to try. Hunter's gonna go and cook his up now.
All right, guys, I want this nice and hot because my goal is basically just to create kind of a blackened crust with the seasoning and everything. So, see how it goes. Perfect, that's what I'm looking for. That looks good to me. The only way to make trout really good is to burn them. Alright guys, we are finally here. I have my trout. Cole has his trout. We're each going to try a piece of our own first, and then pretend to be objective and try the other person. So yeah. Let's see how this goes.
I'm excited to see how mine turned out. I really don't have high expectations because it was just a random idea, but it will be interesting, that's for sure.
I really don't have high expectations because it's a trout.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say when Cole started, I didn't have a lot of faith, but it did turn out looking a lot better than I thought it would, so.
It looks good, I'm just...
Here we go.
I have no idea. All right.
So mine, I like the flavor, I like the seasoning. And I have to say it is better than a rainbow. It's a Cutthroat, and I actually, it's rainbow especially, it's just the worst, man. I know a lot of you disagree, but I enjoy that a lot more than I enjoy rainbow.
Yeah, so mine, it's not bad. It's a little too sweet. I should have had more soy in it. Definitely on the sweet side. So,
okay,
let's try each other's, I guess.
Ooh, I'm taking a big bite here.
All right. Hunter's is better. What do you think of that though?
So it is good, and I think like the second time you do it, it's like a million times better. Like there's just a couple little things to tweak, and then you actually have a recipe that's really good.
Yeah. I didn't even taste the sauce before I put it on there. I said I was going to, but
it's not far though. Like it actually is good. It would be a good marinade, especially if you marinate for a couple hours. But
yeah, there's potential there.
Got to tweak a couple things.
But in this situation, I think I'm leaning towards Hunter's, and I'm guessing you probably do too.
Yeah. I like the crunch skin on fish. So.
Yeah, you got to crisp it up. You got to make it crunchy. Here's the thing though. Who has a better tail? Because my tail might be better being crisped up with that sweet, sugary stuff, so.
All right, let's do the tail test. Tails?
Heads or tails? Okay. I'm gonna try my tail first.
I'm gonna try your tail first too. It's good. It's definitely, the sauce got more kind of caramelized on it, so that's actually a lot better.
Yeah, you get more of the soy. It's not bad. All right, trying Hunter's tail. Gosh dang it, that's way better.
The problem is I use salt and Cajun seasoning. It's hard to beat that.
Yeah. If I was just trying to make the best possible tasting trout, I would probably do something a little bit more along those lines. It's just lots of seasoning and make it nice and crispy.
So Cole definitely wins the most creative, and he's on to something, but at the end of the day in our cook-off competition, I guess I'm up 1-0.
Yep.
I won't start bragging because 1 to 0 can change real fast. But guys, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Cole, what can they do to help us?
You can subscribe to our channel. That would help us out a bunch.
Yeah, if you like it, share it, turn on the bell notification. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Thanks for watching. Here's one thing though. What do you have left over after cooking this?
What?
I have vanilla Coke and Crown Apple. So, who's really gonna enjoy it more?
That is a fair point.